Happy Friday, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in to another designer chat. My name is Mia Farrell. I am a designer with ACO. I'm here to help you love where you live. And every Friday at 2:30, I'm here to chat with some of our industry partners and colleagues about design stuff. You might hear some noise in the background today. We had a little bit of a flood in our showroom. So there are some people working and Keara is not here with us, but she's here with us virtually. Hi, Keara.
Hello.
Thanks so much for joining. This is Keara Miller, everybody, with Carlisle Wide Plank Floors, and she's going to talk to us a little bit today about what sets Carlisle apart and how awesome of a company they are.
All right. So I have been in the design and architectural industry for about the last 7 years, and I've specialized in not only commodity products, but quality and luxury products, and that's definitely my favorite venue to take. And so it was a natural fit for me to come to Carlisle. Carlisle Wide Plank Floors has been making flooring for the last 50 years, a little bit over 50 years actually. And it's a really unique story because the owner, Dale Carlisle, originally started renovating old colonial style homes. And so he was just fixing them up for extra side money as he was a teacher and loved to teach. And so during the summers, he would really restore these homes, and they would always feature these huge, massive, wide planks, which often were used for roofing and siding, but they were used for the floor as well. And so as he had sold some homes, he got a lot of notoriety from the wide plank flooring, and everyone kept saying, whatever you do, keep putting these wide planks in. And so that's really what got the ball rolling on specializing in Carlisle wide plank floors, which was in the 60s. Thinking of old colonial homes, the thought was when you're putting in wide planks, you're putting them in for the durability, and the mindset was that your first home would be your last home. And so with that being said, we have tried to create the exact same mindset, even though we know that today in reality, you'll probably have a couple of homes in your lifetime, but with Carlisle, you will have legacy floors in every home. So why wide plank is a very common question that we get. And I love wide plank floors because it creates less seams in your floor. So it'll have a lot less interruption in the design flow, and it really sets the stage for your home. Often it is the first thing that you notice when you step in a door.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys have really figured out a way to make some really stunning products. So I know that there's maybe some unique ways about milling the wood and doing all of that to get those really beautiful wide planks. Tell me a little bit about the process.
Sure. So go ahead and show the first picture that I've got. Awesome. So this is an example of our planks versus the plank next to it. So you can really see that vast size. But really how we're able to get the wide plank floors is because of the raw material that we use and the milling process behind it. So we are extremely conscious here at Carlisle about the wood that we choose to use. So with a lot of commodity floors, they'll use the outer rings of the tree, which is called the sapwood. We actually pay a premium to use the very center cut of the tree, which is called the heartwood. And that heartwood, as you can imagine, with it being the very center portion, has the tightest rings. So you're going to have the most consistent graining, the most consistent color, and it's also going to be the most durable portion of the tree. We also only use very slow growth old trees, and they're all sourced here in the US in cold climates, because that is the ideal way to be able to get a very durable plank that is not fast growing, where the rings can spread out too wide. We want all that grain to be nice and tight so that the floors will lay flat as they have known. So that is part of what we do, is making sure that we're getting the proper raw material. And in fact, only 1 of 5 trees that we have meet our standards at Carlisle. So we're very particular about the wood that is used for our floors. And then on top of it, our milling process is extremely unique. So unlike commodity floors where they're churning out floors, very, very quickly and they shell things, we actually make every floor completely custom to order. So we don't stock anything at all. So you truly get your own floor made 1 plank at a time. There'll be 27 people in total that are hand touching, watching your planks go through our milling process. And we call it slow craft. So what I like to think slow craft is is really slowing down the run rate on the machines. And what happens when you slow that run rate down is that you get less defects and there's less mill marks. So again, you see the natural beauty of the floors, and there's going to be significantly less damage to the floors rather than trying to churn them out too quickly on a line.
Sure. It sounds like that process is really in line with the luxury brands that you've chosen to align yourself with. I think that's really awesome. And I love that picture. That guy is so happy about that beautiful plate. He's like, look at this compared to this guy. I mean, come on. Like, it's an obvious choice, right?
Exactly. Some of our planks will be as long as 14 to 16 feet. So it really can be a big cover.
Yeah, for sure. I know that you said that you customize all of the flooring orders. So, but you guys have some collections, correct? That people can kind of shop from?
Yes. So what we have learned is that there can be difficulty in starting from scratch and not knowing exactly where you want to begin to put together a floor. So what we've done is we've made collections, which are really, think of it like a menu at a restaurant. So it's the popular dishes that have been created, and that's like us. So we've created some of the popular colors on the popular species, and they're really good sellers, and that's a great starting point. So we have plenty of clients that see the collections that we have on our website, fall in love, and that's perfect. But the great thing about it is you're not limited to what you see on the collections. So about 70% of the floors we make are fully custom. And so that means it could be something as simple as, you know, tweaking the dimensions. It could be tweaking the color a little bit. It could be changing the species. So if you see the second picture, perfect. So this is an Eastern white pine that we made that was a custom floor. But if you show the next picture as well, this was actually a derivative of a collection floor that we have on our website. So the client saw this floor. It was in a different kind of cut for white oak, and they liked it, but they wanted to have more graining variation. And so we put it on a different cut of white oak, same color, and that was a customization, and there's no upcharge for it. So it's definitely a great option to start with those collections, get a feel for what you like as far as color and texture and species, and then we can always customize from there if it's not the perfect floor for you.
That's so incredible. I feel like people don't usually think I want a custom floor. That's not usually something that comes to mind because they don't realize that they can. And they shop and they shop and they shop and they look at different options and they're like, well, I like this one, but maybe I like the grain and this one a little bit better. So it's kind of hard to zero in on exactly what you want when you're comparing different items. But when you know you have the capability to be able to customize what you're looking at, I mean, you can have whatever you want.
Absolutely. And we're able to sample all of that too. So we can talk about that. Unlike when you're shopping for your cabinets and you're trying to visualize with the floor, we'll actually be able to put the species, the color, the texture all together on a sample for you so you can see what it is before you purchase.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Seeing is believing, right? And we have a handful of samples in our showroom. We've got some large pieces that were put together. We've got some smaller pieces as well. So we have some things in our showroom that we can get started from. And I believe we're the only people in the city, correct?
That is correct.
Kind of nice, right?
Work directly with us here at Carlisle to make sure that you're getting the floor of your dreams. It is definitely very special to work with them, as they are the only ones in Indianapolis at the remodel that can get access to this floor. So definitely make sure that you stop in and see it. And I did want to show the last picture too. Just wanted to show this one for fun because I always want to remind people to think outside the box. And again, to emphasize that 70% of the floors are floors that we've never made before, but we are experts in the field doing this for over 50 years. We are ready to be able to create whatever it is that we're dreaming of.
Yeah, you guys are true artists, and I feel like this picture perfectly sums that up. Like, let's think outside the box. Let's get you a fun floor, and you may not cover it in paint, but hey, you do you, right?
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining me today, Keara. I really appreciate the time, and I absolutely love your products. I love all the photos. I love everything about you guys, and we are so excited to be carrying your products.
Well, thank you for having me. I encourage everyone to reach out to ACO. They'll be a great resource for you. Thanks so much for your time.
Awesome. Thanks, Keara. Have a good weekend.
Bye. You too.